To whom? And your goddamn father. Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're making one heck of a list to make sure you hear me words and think me saying. These are the 20 worst lines of dialogue in video games. Some of these are badly translated, some of these are badly written, all of them hit the ears really, really terribly. Let's do it. Before we continue, we publish content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos. All your base, zero win. Now don't get me wrong, this is one of the most famous lines in video game history, but I've only ranked it at 20 because it wasn't the result of bad writing, but rather bad translating and editing. The 1991 Sega Mega Drive game Zero Wing may lack proper voiceovers, but it more than makes up for it with hilarious lines like this one. This one being so bad that it led to the viral All Your Base meme in the early 2000s. While the game is a tough shoot 'em up, it's better remembered for its infamous introduction screen, featuring lines like "Somebody set up us the bomb, you know what you doing, and I'm pretty sure they barely know what they doing." Pork, last alert.
I'll burn you to death with these flames. How do you want it done, rare or medium?
Sorry, I don't like roast pork.
I'll tell you what, 1989 must have been a rough year for video game dialogue. There might be some decent writing hidden beneath this particular line, but it's frustrating to see a food-based threat get twisted so badly. First of all, you can't eat pork rare, and even if you could, you can't have rare roast meat because, as previously mentioned, it's roasted. That's like saying, "Can I have some raw toast?" That's bread, you f***ing idiot.
Guy Kazama, if you don't want the hostage killed, you should keep quiet.
Guy, the stealth bomber is in the back of this factory!
Kyrie's Heart, Kingdom Hearts.
Forget it. There's no way you're taking Kyrie's heart.
Lucky for me, I always get to squeeze in at least one personal opinion into these lists, but I try to be transparent, so in the pursuit of that, this is my entry. Cheese is easier to process when the scenes aren't trying to be epic and serious. This turning moment from Kingdom Hearts 1 is as cheesy anime-esque as it gets. Sora's grumbly delivery, the blatant description of what he's fighting for, the cheesy setting, everything about this moment makes my skin crawl. Maybe it's my own problem, but I can't watch children try to be serious. It makes me think of that kid saying he has God and anime on his side.
I know all that there is to know.
Tell me, who are you?
It is I, Ansem.
You flaming idiots, Dynasty Warriors 3.
You flaming idiots! Take this!
You know, if you want to come across as cool and mysterious, don't open your mouth. Sometimes overacting can ruin a line, like this classic from Dynasty Warriors. The voice actor clearly aims for anger but ends up somewhere closer to angsty preteen who hasn't mastered swearing. This line was so popular in my house as a kid that even my mum started saying it just to make us laugh.
You flaming idiots! Take this!
I like shorts, Pokemon Red and Blue. I like shorts as much as the next guy, but I'm not gonna bloody go on about it. The protagonist in Pokemon is silent, so whenever someone challenges him to a battle, they just shout random lines his way with no introduction. And by the way, they rarely even say hello. Imagine walking up to your mechanic to give them your keys and they just say, "I love tools, time for car fixing time." In Pokemon, it's usually something like, "Let's battle, my Pokemon are way better than yours," but this friendly kid is simply eager to share his love for shorts. And honestly, he's not wrong. Shorts are dope. Fourth Chaos Emerald, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
In Shadow the Hedgehog, Shadow, who is searching for the Chaos Emeralds, becomes frustrated after losing track of the fourth one. The line gained popularity among fans due to its unexpected intensity and humorous delivery. The series is traditionally pretty lighthearted, so this intensity hits us like a ton of bricks. Over time, it became a bit of a meme, though some people still don't know why. Google exposition and stop using Dragon Ball Z as your guide for good script writing.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Pigeon Milk, Animal Crossing, City Folk. In the world of alternative milks, I've never ever furrowed my brow more at an option than in Animal Crossing City Folk. Not just in this game, but in multiple Animal Crossing games, Brewster will offer the player pigeon milk in their coffee. This is already strange, but then you realize Brewster is a pigeon. Is it his milk? He's definitely the only pigeon around. Is it weirder if it's his milk or if it comes from some other unknown pigeon? Is Brewster trafficking pigeons and milking them in some dark underground facility? And why would anybody want pigeon milk in their coffee? Do pigeons even have nipples? His name is Buck, Far Cry 3.
So his name is Buck, and he lacks the...
I'm a keen lover of Far Cry 3, but I still have to admit this is one truly, truly awful line. It feels improvised, and it could well have been, but this odd Easter egg / nod to Kill Bill doesn't feel like a kind of homage intended to make the player smile. It feels like a stupid afterthought that actually shows zero respect to the Tarantino masterpiece. The line is so cringeworthy, I just want to run Jason into a flaming weed field. Also, he can't even swear properly, so why include this awkward homage at all? The southern accent, the random placement, nothing about it works.
So his name is Buck, and he lacks the...
Ha ha ha, Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy isn't always the benchmark for non-cringy dialogue. Japanese dialogue operates differently to what we're used to in the West, so if you aren't an adamant lover of anime, you might get jolted by particular lines of dialogue that hit the ears differently than you're used to. This, however, is stupid worldwide. In an effort to cheer Tidus up, Yuna convinces him to laugh as an exercise to put a smile on his face. The placement of this scene is absurd, feeling like a hard turn from where we were emotionally, but even if it was performed perfectly, placed perfectly, it would still be hard to watch. Luckily for us, it was also performed terribly. Moon Wizard Destiny.
The Hive haven't been on Earth in centuries. That wizard came from the moon.
Peter Dinklage, best known for his role as Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones, surprised Destiny alpha testers by voicing the robot AI Ghost. However, what was more shocking than his appearance was his performance. Instead of being so bad it's funny, it was more like so bad it's just boring. And bad. Fortunately, one memorable line from his performance, "That wizard came from the moon," became iconic. Bungie has since updated the dialogue for future Destiny players so they don't get thrown off by the bad line.
That wizard came from the moon.
Sailors, Shenmue.
Fuxan, do you know any sailors? Sailors? No, I don't.
Sega's beloved but unsuccessful console, the Dreamcast, was home to the cinematic Shenmue series, which helped shape the open world genre. It introduced innovative features like real-time weather, a day and night system, interactive arcades and convenience stores, and quick-time events, pioneering elements at the time. However, one aspect that could have used more refinement, the script, particularly because of our protagonist's incessant quest to find sailors. There is nothing more funny than his unsubtle way of seeking sailors, boldly asking multiple characters without any conversational warm-up.
Yeah? What? Are those people sailors?
A0063, House of the Dead 2.
The car's parked in the city square. The top floor. Building at point A0063. He's there. Oh, James.
What is it with horror games and shockingly average dialogue? The House of the Dead light gun shooter series has always been known for its laughable lines and over-the-top characters, but it's the second game that really solidifies the absurdity with its awkward delivery. While the script itself is fine, and I barely even want to say fine, it's the monotone delivery, botched production, and complete lack of urgency that makes it so amusing. There are literally zombies chasing us. Can we talk like this just isn't another day at the office?
It's been a while, hasn't it? My friends from the AMS? It's me, Goldman.
The meme, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
What can I say about this line that hasn't already been said? This iconic line from Skyrim sparked an internet phenomenon when the game released in 2011, and it remains one of the most widely repeated memes to this day. I would be shocked if more than 1% of the viewers from this video hadn't heard this line in one context or another. It all started with the Town Guard NPCs, each having a set of stock lines that they repeat when the player approaches. One of those lines was the nostalgic recollection of being an adventurer until an arrow to the knee ended their journey. I also used to be an adventurer, but then I got a job at Subway when I was 15, and I got free subs, so I ballooned up to 100 kilos, and now my knees are sore. That's my arrow.
I need your help again. I want you to go with Irileth and help her fight this dragon.
Arrows, Tenchu, Stealth Assassins.
But I allow no women to scold me like that. You should die by my arrows.
Your arrows are like you, weak and twisted. I fear them, not...
The Tenchu series is renowned for its smooth portrayal of the ninja world, but it's also had its share of script missteps, much like me saying the words ninja world, because I couldn't think of a more clever way of phrasing it. This arrow-related exchange is spoken by our protagonist in response to the antagonist just before a boss fight. Unfortunately, the line itself is even more underwhelming than the boss battle that follows. I've said it already, if you want to be cool, just shut the hell up, let your ninja punches speak for themselves.
I fear them. Not.
Alive Before I Die, Disaster Report.
I have to stay alive and write this article before I die.
In the 2002 survival game Disaster Report, you play as a reporter tasked with investigating the gradual collapse of an artificial island, dodging falling buildings and dealing with earthquakes while searching for a way off. The unwavering dedication to journalism whilst dodging literal ecological disasters should let you know that the writing in this game is built on a pretty shaky foundation, pun not intended. With a line like, I have to stay alive before I die, it's clear the character is dedicated to the job. Hopefully, he's a better writer than the people who penned his story.
I'll never be able to climb over this.
I could go up and look around for something.
How?
Well, can I stand on your back?
My Face is Tired, Mass Effect Andromeda.
To whom? And your goddamn father. Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything. And right now, I just want to know what happened with Alec.
Mass Effect Andromeda doesn't need to be kicked any more than it already has, because it got brutally destroyed by the gaming world. I'm kidding, of course, I'm going to keep kicking it. In a particularly hostile exchange, Foster Addison pops off in frustration, and to explain her actions, she apologizes by blaming her outburst on her face being tired from everything. So many things are wrong with this line, the biggest problem being the fact that a tired face does not explain an outburst. So stupid.
Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
Onward, Dynasty Warriors 3.
Oh, you challenge me with trickery? I don't believe in magic. Onward!
Hey, another entry from this beloved series. Dynasty Warriors is better known for its hack and slash action than its award-winning scripts, but it's the third game in the series that deserves more attention than the rest. It's difficult to tell if it's bad translation or bad writing, but regardless, it's bad. Zhang Jiao, leader of the Yellow Turbans, delivers this memorable line, which not only makes us laugh, but is also painfully awkward in its delivery, especially the final onward.
Onward!
Congratulations, Ghostbusters. I really tried to make the majority of this list come down to bad writing, like in Mass Effect Andromeda, not a bad translation like your base art belonged to us. But unfortunately, this line from the 1984 Ghostbusters game is so badly done from top to bottom that it has to be mentioned, especially because not a single English-speaking staff member of the Western publisher caught this final dialogue. It's egregious. It's back-to-back mistakes. Congratulation, proved with 2 O's, go and rest our heroes. Pull it together, Ghostbusters. Dark Soul, Devil May Cry.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
The early 2000s marked the rise of voice acting in games, setting expectations for more professional performances. Unfortunately, Devil May Cry failed to meet those expectations with this cringe-worthy line. While meant to highlight the game's theme, it makes Dante sound like a melodramatic teenager with a cracking voice. Even with a better voice actor though, this line was doomed from the start. Plus, saying I should have been the one implies that someone else filled her dark soul with light, and not that he's upset that she's dead. It's just bad all round.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
Jill Sandwich / Master of Unlocking, Resident Evil.
Here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the Master of Unlocking, take it with you.
I had to combine these 2 lines into one entry because they're both equally phenomenal and from the same game. Plus, it's my video, so I make the rules. Firstly, let's talk about the Jill Sandwich. Jill Valentine narrowly escapes a trap, and Barry responds with this odd line.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Has he ever seen a sandwich? Is Jill the bread or the filling? Is the trap the bread? Either way, it's a ridiculous thing to say. Barry, just shoot some zombies, you idiot. Finally, let's talk about the Master of Unlocking line, also delivered by Barry. The game was infamous for cheese and badly delivered and averagely written lines, but Barry over-explaining why he's giving Jill the lockpick. Look, it's just as rough as it gets. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos.